Hi guys, welcome everyone. Today I wanted to share with you why I started a 100-day writing challenge and how it has been going. So far now it's I'm about 4 days into the challenge and well, I would say that first, why did I even do the challenge? In the first place, I wanted to do the challenge because for a very long time now I have been saying that I'm a writer, but it doesn't feel to me. I do not have the identity of a writer, and simply because I do not write. And because of that, I decided to say, okay, let me do this for the next 100 days. Why did I even come with 100 days? For those of you that have been following me, you know that I've talked about the whole idea of 100 days. I've tried to start some things, but um, I never really, I never really sticked with what I started consistently. And for this time, I was like, okay, let me try again. Maybe this time it will be different. Okay, so I've been writing so far. We've just been free writing my thoughts and all that. Um, for about 10 to 20 minutes every day. Now, the challenge I have now is I'm trying to find a way to put that into like a fixed time such that it's my brain will know that, okay, 4 or to 4:20, I write, and that's what I'm trying to do now. But for now, I'm just writing and trying different periods, seeing what works and what really fits me. Okay, then, yeah. The next thing I'd love to talk about is right now I came up with, I was thinking of the idea, what if I created a system that allows me to improve and work over time? And one of the things I'll be looking at is what other writers have done. Writers in the past, like some of them, they had a particular project they worked on in order to kind of launch themselves into the practice, what they practice with and they worked on. So my goal is to look for some of those challenge and adapt those ones that fits with this time and period, and then include that into my challenge. Yeah. So I wanted at the point in time when I was about starting the challenge, I was like, why not come up with a system with everything? But I was like, why not just start and over time build the system? So right now, my attempt is tomorrow I'll try and build the system. But for now, I'm just writing. And now the intention is when I do build a system, I'll put the link in the description, even after publishing this video. So you can, maybe if you're watching in the future, the link will be in the description for the system. So that's the idea of a 100 days challenge. And there's so many excuses I've tried to come up with, but at the end of the day, I still tell myself that it's not good enough. Now, at first, when I started, some of the preparations I made was I made preparations to write in two ways, using my phone and then also using a notebook. So I have a notebook dedicated to writing. So such that whether my phone is on or off, I still get to write. So that's not an excuse that my phone, I can't write in that app. No, I still get to write with my notebook. So that's the basic preparation I use. Now, the tools I use are simple and free, and then it's Google Docs and Notion. That's what I use for now. Yeah, that's what I've been using. So right now, the project is taking form. So I believe that let me just get in the game, and once I'm in the game, over time, I'll come up with a plan in the game, not before the game. Because at the end of the day, I've been planning all my life. I've been coming up with strategy of my life, but they've not really led to anything because I've not executed or practiced any of them. So for now, I just want to keep working on the craft itself, and then until I figure it out. Yeah. So far, I've written over 1,000 words, and yeah, that's kind of a form of progress. Now, the write-ups I've been writing, they don't really make any sense per se, but when I read them and realize that I was the one that wrote them, there's this familiar feeling that surges in my chest. It's a beautiful feeling, and I don't know, you should try it probably so that you feel that feeling too. Yeah, so the adjustment is I'm trying to create a system, a team, that way it's easier for me because most of the time, one of the issues I have is that I don't really have it, like, I don't really I wake up the next day, I'm like, what should I write? And for me, that's overwhelming. Yeah. Now I know that at least I want to have a system. I can choose that, oh, I have a better idea and write on what I want to write, but I want to have a system. Because having a system, that way it will remove the overwhelm of what should you write and instead focus on how I can creatively write or whatever I want to write on for that day. And so that's the focus for now. The goal right now I'm having some faint ideas of what the whole challenge system will look like. But for me, the things I have in mind is I'll look for exercises I'll be working on or writing prompts I'll be using to work with every day. And these writing prompts are not just like they'll be really creative and really helpful, such that when I see the writing prompts, it's inspiring to work with them. The next thing is the techniques I want to work on. What are the different techniques? Let's say today I would work on dialogue. I use a particular exercise and work on dialogue and write something that way it's interesting. It's an assignment, it's a project, but then over time I get to kind of gather all the works I've worked on and I see how I've improved over time. The next thing is project. So I want to find a way to, because for me, how do I measure that I'm improving? It's majorly with the project. Yeah, of course, I can't, like quality, it's really sometimes hard to gauge, but if I do this exercise and I do it well, it is expected that I would improve. Yeah, if I do it well. And so as much as possible, I want to come up with these projects and these ideas and then work on those projects wholeheartedly such that I will just improve. That's it. And then the next thing is reading and books. So for me, I'll be reading, writing books and craft books, books that, show you how to use a particular technique, how to do this, how to do that. But most importantly, the books I want to be reading are poems, short stories, short fiction, flash fiction, all those stuff, and look at it and read it and get inspired. Once time I was having this idea. Before I go into the idea, let me quickly talk about the week focus. So right now I'm thinking of creating a focus for every week, such that I know, okay, this is what I'm working on this week, and everything I work on daily gets to build up on what I'm working on for that week. That way, it's not so overwhelming and I can really be creative, because having the liberty to do whatever you want itself gets me most of the times not to even do anything. I still have the liberty even if I have a system. It's like tomorrow I could say, okay, no, I want to write this. This is what I want to write. I don't want to write that stuff. And I will do what I want to do. But that system allows me to show up without asking myself, what do I need to do next? Because that's a question that I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, what was I saying I was going to talk about now? Yeah, I was having the idea of reading the works of famous Nobel laureates in literature, Pulitzer Prize winners, yeah, especially in fiction and poetry. And so I want to look at their work, because one of the things I've noticed is from all the great writers, one of the things they did is when they started out, they imitated. Yeah, not like a copy, but they imitated works of other writers. They looked at it and they wrote something out of it. And so for me, that's the attempt I want to work on. That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I want to work on. That's what I want to do. So for now, that's why I started challenges. I realized that there's time is running out. Like I will keep putting this thing out. I'll keep putting that. Writing is important to me, and the only way I can say it's important to me is if I invest my time in it. And I want to be intentional about it. I just don't want to write. I want to become better at writing. You get? And yeah. I just realized that there is no longer time. Like, why? If I continue like this, I will never like put pen to paper. And I want to write. I really want to write. So 100 days. I just like, I love the sound of 100 days. So if you love writing, I would love to know what challenge you've been working on and things you've been trying out. Let me know in the comments section. Do subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me. And until next time, keep writing.